Imagine Manhattan at sunrise. Skyscrapers glowing like gold, reflecting on the East River. The city hums with life today. But centuries ago, this was pure wilderness. No streets, no buildings, just forests, rivers, and sky stretching as far as the eye could see. Let's travel back in time and discover how it all began. In 1609, the Lenape called this island Mannahatta, land of many hills. They fished, hunted, and built longhouses from bark. Families thrived here for thousands of years, living in harmony with the rhythms of nature. Then came the Dutch ship Half Moon, captained by Henry Hudson. Searching for a passage to India, he discovered one of the world's finest natural harbors. His crew traded knives, beads, and trinkets for beaver pelts, a trade that would transform this place forever. The Dutch founded New Amsterdam, a tiny settlement of wooden houses and dirt paths. Only about 200 people lived here, and Manhattan was purchased from the Lenape for beads and goods worth just $24 today. That same island is now worth trillions, making it one of the most valuable pieces of land on Earth. Fur trade exploded. Beaver pelts were luxury items in Europe. Dutch got furs, Native Americans received tools, cloth, and beads. Yet land disputes and cultural tensions were already brewing beneath the surface. 1664. 4 British warships appeared in the harbor. The Dutch had only 150 soldiers to defend the city. Governor Peter Stuyvesant, already wearing a wooden leg from previous battles, was forced to surrender. The British flag rose, but most residents stayed. Dutch laws, culture, and language endured. Maps changed. New Amsterdam became New York. Brooklyn comes from Brooklyn, Harlem from Harlem. Even today, the Dutch roots echo through street names, neighborhoods, and local traditions. By 1776, New York streets were alive with revolution. The Declaration of Independence was read aloud. A crowd tore down a statue of King George III and melted it into musket balls, turning symbols of power into tools of freedom. George Washington quietly evacuated 9,000 soldiers across the East River in thick fog. A bold and daring maneuver that saved the army and possibly the entire revolution. Early 1800s. Manhattan's harbor was packed with clipper ships. Tea from China arrived in just 90 days, faster than ever before. New York overtook every other American port, becoming the nation's bustling commercial heart. Irish workers dug the Erie Canal by hand, 363 miles in 8 years. Shipping costs dropped 95%, and enormous wealth flowed into the city, fueling its rapid growth. Manhattan expanded northward. In just 40 years, the population jumped from 60,000 to 800,000. Farms vanished, replaced by streets, neighborhoods, and bustling markets full of merchants and shoppers. Millions of immigrants arrived at Ellis Island: Irish, Italians, Eastern European Jews. Over 60 years, 12 million people passed through, bringing languages, customs, foods, and traditions that shaped the modern city. The Lower East Side became the densest place on Earth, with up to 500,000 people per square mile. Hot dogs, bagels, and early American pizza were born here. Culinary creations we still love today. In the 1910s, workers walked steel beams hundreds of feet above the streets. No harnesses, just courage and balance. Steel and elevators made skyscrapers possible, changing the skyline forever. From 1900 to 1930, Manhattan looked upward. The Empire State Building was completed in 410 days, 4 floors per week. Workers ate lunch on beams 300 meters above the street, and lightning strikes it about 100 times a year. Wall Street in the 1920s. Bankers in sharp suits, Model Ts cruising the streets. The 1929 crash broke the world economy, yet New York's resilience never faltered. 1940s. The harbor sent millions of troops to Europe, and the city produced a third of all American weapons for World War II. Times Square, 1945, confetti rained down, sailors kissed nurses, and celebrations lasted days. The 1950 skyline glowed with neon. The United Nations chose New York as its home. The Rockefellers generously donated the land, making the city a center for global diplomacy. The 1970s were gritty. Graffiti-covered subways, trash piling up, near bankruptcy. Yet out of this chaos came hip-hop. DJ Kool Herc invented the breakbeat in the Bronx, a sound that would spread worldwide. By the 1990s, Wall Street boomed again. Crime rates dropped, the city felt alive, vibrant, and reborn. September 11th, 2001. A calm morning, Twin Towers standing tall. Smoke rose over Lower Manhattan. Nearly 3,000 lives lost. 343 firefighters died. Recovery took 9 months. But New York demonstrated unmatched resilience. People covered in dust walked north, helping strangers. Memorial waterfalls honor the fallen, a permanent reminder of courage, unity, and community. Today, One World Trade Center rises 1,776 feet, honoring American independence. Wall Street flashes trillions daily. Broadway draws 13 million theatergoers each year, and Fashion Week sets global trends seen worldwide. The UN flies 193 flags, and over 800 languages are spoken in New York, truly the city of the world. Brooklyn Bridge, 1883. 6,000 miles of wire, finished by Emily Roebling after her husband passed. Times Square draws 50 million visitors annually. The New Year's Eve ball weighs 5 tons, sparkling with 2,688 crystals. Central Park is larger than Monaco. 26,000 trees, featured in over 300 films. The subway has 472 stations, 665 miles of track, enough to stretch from New York to Chicago. Nearly 6 million rides every day. High Line transformed an old rail line into a park with 500 plant species. Staten Island Ferry is free, carrying 22 million passengers past the Statue of Liberty. NYC Marathon, 50,000 runners across all 5 boroughs, the world's largest. Finally, a drone pulls away over glowing Manhattan. From a tiny Dutch trading post to the capital of the world, New York never stops evolving. Which part of its story blew your mind the most?